Hello, it's Yvonne back to do a bonus read. I just want to say too, and I probably should have said it on the What's Cracking reading. I think I'm at something like 92,000 on TikTok. What I'd like to do is when I hit 100,000, if you're on TikTok and YouTube, I'd like to give away a free reading. I've got to work out how to do that though. So when I hit 100,000, I'll have a look for somebody who's on both. So you can let me know underneath this video, for example, that you are on both YouTube and TikTok. So write it underneath, and then I might pick from those people when the time comes around. I think that's a good way to do it. But yeah, you need to be following me on both. If you are following me on both currently, write underneath. You can come back and write your name if you're not on one or the other. Or if you're not subscribed on YouTube or subscribed on TikTok, and I will come back when I hit 100,000. I'll remember this video, lilac top, and I'll come back and pick someone to have a free reading with me. All right, so today's bonus reading we are going to do with the Jeu de Vivre Tarot. I always say it's one of my favorite decks. I think it's absolutely a stunning deck. And I do love using it, and it just is so beautiful. I've used it so much and it still looks brand new. Some of the other decks I look like I've annihilated really, but they've all been used about the same. Okay, okie dokie. So we're starting this reading with the Ace of Swords, which of course you all know is my favorite card. Why do I love the Ace of Swords so much? There was always this thing with me where I always shied away from what I felt was my personal truth. I never felt good enough. I never felt that I was as good as other people, and I constantly questioned that when I was younger. And because of that, I made a lot of poor decisions, which obviously were part of my path. But I realized looking back at some of the decisions I made and how poor they were. And then when I started working on myself, so my journey started, I mean, I've always read tarot. I can't remember not reading tarot or cards or doing readings. That's been going since I can remember. But my journey for my huge transformation started probably about 25 years ago. And I'd had a lot of body pain. And I'd gone to a healer. I went to 2 healers during that time, both of them very, very different. One was a masseur, and he walked me through so many things he was very in tune psychically, and he could feel everything in my body. So he was sort of saying to me, you know, you need to work on this, you need to do this. And I took it away. But the one thing he did for me then was tell me to read the book, The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. And that was my changing. That was my absolute ready to change thing. And I realized after that how we are not comfortable being true to who we are. We grow up really trimming the parts of ourselves that we don't feel comfortable with. And that becomes very difficult for us to speak our truth, speak up for ourselves, be assertive. And if you're empathic, or you've grown up in a home that has sort of created the empath in you, because I feel that you might be born with some of that, but most of it is created. And you become very, very good at reading other people and reading people's energy, because it is a survival mechanism. So that's pretty much how it starts. But it was sort of like looking back then after reading that book and thinking how much I'd been so cautious all my life of really being true to who I was. And then I started to work out from reading that book that there is a point in us where we stand in that truth, where we don't fear anything, where we don't fear reprimand, we don't fear people laughing at us. We sort of shed all the energy around our own social phobias and our own fears. And we really step into the true version of ourselves. And I feel like that's probably, you know, a fairly long healing process. I feel sometimes when I look back at myself, I feel that it was a big transformation. And it did mean I had to sacrifice a lot in my life to move forward on that. I'd always been very truthful, but I was always absolutely terrified of conflict, and quite rightly so. But when I look at the card of the Ace of Swords, what I see is that part of you, it almost represents for me that complete part of you that is comfortable and happy enough to stand in that truth, to stand in the truth of who you are. And sometimes people say to me, well, I'm always honest. Well, I was too, but I never, ever, ever really appreciated or wanted to push myself forward as a complete person. I tiptoed around people. I people pleased rather than, and I was being truthful the whole time, but I wasn't being true to who I was at all. I was sacrificing my needs all the time for others. So whenever I see the Ace of Swords, for me, that is such clarity for you out there who've been working on yourself, that you have either understood who you are at the core level, you've started being comfortable with who you are at core level, or you've started acting from your truth. This isn't honesty. This is acting from the truth of who you are. Different story. But that's why I always love it coming out. Now we have the King of Swords here. So I feel like this is representing your energy at the moment. So the King obviously being the leader in his suit. You are acting from integrity, you have clarity, you are being logical about things when it's necessary. You may really understand where it's important to disengage from the heart space and use your logic, or disengage from your logic and use your heart space. But you've got a beautiful Two of Pentacles balance coming through here. So for me, this is about you really taking up that sword and being very true to what you want, not backing down in a in a healthy way, being assertive, but definitely feeling comfortable wielding that energy. All right, so we have the Page of Swords. So there's some sort of truth here that you've been withholding. Okay. All right, we have the Devil card. There's some sort of truth you've been withholding here. There's something that you've never spoken of, or you've never said, or you've never shown your disdain at, you've never expressed here. There is something now that you feel comfortable enough to come forward with. And I feel like you're about to do that here. Because the Page of Swords is ready to deliver that message. This is a person who's ready to get out there and say, there's some sort of message going, so either somebody is sending you a message here, and this is their energy, or you are sending someone a message here. We have Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo energy here, but we have the Devil energy coming through. So I feel strong Capricorn energy for some of you here. Again, with the Five of Swords, somebody you may have walked away from in the past. Maybe somebody you invested in. There's the Two of Pentacles. See, I can feel the energy of that. Somebody you may have walked away from in the past that you invested in. And there's some sort of choice here because we have the Two of Cups coming through with the Knight of Wands. There is a real, definitely, Three of Coins. Wow, we've got a lot of repeat cards from the What's Cracking reading. You know what's happening here? I'm doing the other side of the story. I love it. I love it. I love how Spirit works. Sometimes the What's Cracking is a story on its own. The bonus read is completely separate. Sometimes the bonus read clarifies the What's Cracking reading. But what I love the most is when you get both sides of the story. This is the person here that is coming in to offer your apology. So if this is your energy, the other energy on the What's Cracking reading is the person you're dealing with. No doubt about it all. And I could sit here and go, yep, divine masculine, divine feminine. If you think that way, I am now reading for the opposite side of the coin. Because whoever it is coming forward here is learning to stand in their truth. They want to express themselves now. They're ready to speak up and say what has been going on. So you're getting clarity here. Absolutely. All right. So we have the Death card coming through first. Really interesting that you're getting all the repeat cards. So it's the same energy for both people, but coming from a different perspective. This person has been through a huge transformation. I feel like with the Ace of Swords, they've been ripped right back to where they need to be. This is a person who absolutely 100% is standing in their truth here. They've been through a massive transformation. They may have cast off both the physical, the emotional, not both, or the physical, emotional, and also anything spiritual that's been holding them back here. This person is ready, absolutely 100%, with that transformation card. All right, so we have here the Six of Cups. Repeat card again. Someone from your past is ready to speak up. We have the Emperor here, so this person is standing in their power. And there comes communication. Now, if it's not a love relationship for you, if it is a relationship with a family member or a friend, that it's all going to be on the table here. It's all going to be tabled. But I feel like here, both of you are going to be speaking from that truth of where you are. This time it won't be, shadowed or sort of buried underneath all of the past energies is what Spirit's talking about. So this time around, this conversation is raw. It's raw, it's out there, it's on the table. I feel emotions are going to be very intense. I feel that this is a conversation that you might want to do in a place. Don't do it in a local McDonald's. Don't do it in a place where you can't feel free to express, because I feel like a lot of emotions coming to the surface here. It's powerful energy. All right, let's have a look. Okay, so we have the Five of Cups coming through with the Page of Cups, again, a repeating card, and the Seven of Pentacles. All of these cards were in the What's Cracking reading. I feel like the time is right here. So for some of you, this may have been a long time in the making. There is a possibility here that, especially with this Seven of Pentacles, that it's ready to be harvested. That's what it feels like, ready to be harvested. I feel like this person does want to make some sort of offer to you, but I feel like at this point, it still feels the same as the What's Cracking, where they want to see where things are at. They want to talk them through. They want to offer an apology, maybe you offering the apology, maybe both of you apologizing. But there is a really strong feeling with this Five of Cups that both of you have perhaps held on through some sort of regret and remorse to this situation. So there's a lot of healing in this energy. All right, we have the Eight of Wands coming through with the King of Wands. So you may be dealing with a Leo, Sag, or Aries. Again, a repeating card. Strong Aries energy in this reading. And we have the Four of Cups here, which really gives rise to this energy of perhaps not wanting to take things any further, but making closure or having closure on what's happened already. Okay, so with the Ace of Swords, so somebody is standing here, they have clarity, they have a vision, they have an understanding of the direction they want to go in, and they are really on track to do that. King of Swords says to me this person means business. We have some sort of declaration, opening up, speaking up, coming through. I feel like somehow or another you're going to stay quite grounded through this. I feel like you've gone through the pain of it. You've probably released a lot of emotions in the past, but I feel here you're really standing in your own power and accepting this person's explanation or apology. There was a transformation on this person as well, where I feel that whatever happened in the walking away, maybe you both walked away from this situation for various reasons. Okay, that's the coffee maker. I'm not used to the coffee maker. Okay, so I have investment here. So somebody invested very strongly in this, but I do see this energy of making a decision on whether to move forward or not. I feel like the same energy again as the What's Cracking. It's like maybe both of you have come together not really thinking that you're going to move forward. Maybe you've both come to the conclusion that you just want closure on it. You've let something go. But I feel like here that Two of Pentacles is such a strong energy in this reading that just jumped out again. Maybe they're sort of saying to you, make sure you keep heart and head balanced during this situation. But I feel like here there is definitely this sort of contemplative energy of whether to take this cup or not. I feel like this person is very strong, not giving up. They are determined to make amends, I want to say. It's about making amends. It may not be that you end up with this person, but I feel like this person's intention may be to go further with you. But I feel really strongly that we've got somebody who wants to move forward and somebody who's reluctant or unsure of whether it's the way they want to go. So if this is somebody that you felt in the past you felt very strongly attached to, put a lot of investment into, but now you're not really sure that you want to move forward with them. That would make sense to me on this reading. Clarifying the Four of Cups, I have the World card, there it is, with the Seven of Swords. You don't trust it at all. And the Knight of Swords, you don't trust this energy here at all. Seven of Wands, no. This person is really standing firm on this. We've got one person who doesn't trust whether the other person can be trusted or not. I don't think it's trusting as in, you know, somebody doing the wrong thing. I think it's been so difficult for you or for one person here that putting their trust into somebody now may be very, very difficult. So again, there's the energy of sort of that Two of Pentacles. Do I stay or do I go? My goodness, that song's going through my head now. Oh, I know somebody will look it up for me. Do I stay or do I go? That's what's coming through. All right, let's read an oracle card. Breath of the Cosmos. My will to thy will. Interesting. My will to thy will. I feel that this is a very, very big event, by the way. I feel like somehow or another something is being unearthed here because there's a lot of emotion in this reading. When we rely on our own will, we're micromanaging the universe and resisting the natural flow of life. We're not trusting the mysterious breath of life. We are rejecting the great cosmic intelligence and relying instead on our personal strength. When we do this, we find ourselves attempting to bend things to our will. We spend our time forcing, pushing, and living from a space of trying to. Everyone around you can feel it, and the universe can too. You're being called to stop micromanaging the universe and trust the breath of life, to surrender to the greater will that God has for you, to move from my will to thy will. When you surrender to the greater will of life, you begin dancing with the rest of life. Okay, so I guess here, I feel like here the universe is just saying to you, allow it to unfold. Don't try to manage it in any way, shape or form. This is a beautiful event. Whether this is somebody that you've had a relationship with or a friend or a family member, whatever it is here, it's meant to happen to almost crack you open, I want to say, but to bring you closure. So this event is for you and is for the other person, but it's for you, whether you're this energy or the other energy. And it's helping you to rid yourself of the past, let go of the past, and learn how to create a future in that Ace of Swords where you just trust and allow things to move very, very naturally forward. I feel like here there is going to be a big event though, because there is a lot of this moon energy in there and the transformation energy, the death card, the transformation. So I feel like it's a huge energy for you to go through. So I feel like with both of the oracle cards this morning, you're being asked to just sort of allow it to unravel the way it's going to unravel. I do want to do another thing, so let's just have a look here. I'm going to read a karma card as well. Well, if I got some back to front, I do too. Interesting. Sometimes I wonder how they get back to front. It's so fastidious with keeping them all up the right way. I feel like if they come out in reverse, then there is a special message there. Oh, and there it is. Okay, be prepared to sacrifice. Yielding is the only way. So we have the energy of Neptune coming through here. So again, that energy of allowing, of not pushing, of allowing things to flow, not pushing your own agenda here. Neptune energy. Let's just read the end part. Keywords: ego, denial, otherworldly, spiritual, inspirational, faith. Neptune's message: there's more to the reality of your being than meets your eye. That's what that's about. I thought that was what's happening here. The world of your dreams is as real as any other. It says here, if you put your faith only in the world of your senses, you will always know a hunger that cannot be satisfied. As the ocean dissolves the beach beneath your feet, I will show you that you'll find castles and all inside them are made of sand. So whatever's happening here, whatever's happening in this particular event, you're going to see the beauty of yourself with the Ace of Swords. It is something really deep happening here. Some sort of evolving of you, of your energies. I'll leave you with that. Thank